Hey, Houston fans, I am so happy.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready? I was born for this. Look, every Sunday, whenever we play, I get that text. Are you ready?
Texas!
The pitch. And Altuve hits it in the air pretty deep to left. Carter is back at the wall, leaves, and it is gone! It's gone! How do you like that?
One game at a time.
Green still with it. Gets it back, lets it fly, and got it!
Win on two, 1-2.
What is good, H-Town? On today's rundown, this wide receiver room seems to be stacked. And who is the odd man out? Also, we're going to chop up Kenyon Green has been spotted going to OTA workouts, and he's looking physically fit, baby. And last but not least, could the Houston Texans still draft a wide receiver and add it to an already stacked wide receiver room? H-Town, get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go. Welcome back, H-Town. Welcome back. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend a few minutes here on Everything H-Town Sports Debate Show. And I'm your dreadhead host, Hot Topic TV. And like always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification bell so you can get the notifications when I drop the new video or the latest heat for the Houston Texans, Houston Astros, and Houston Rockets, baby. But first, I want to start off this video with saying, shout out to my man, Victor in Bridge.
You get a shout out.
Man, I met my man today, and the man was excited about the Texans and excited about everything that's going on. So shout out to my man, Victor in Bridge. You know who you are, baby. I'm going to hold you down. But on to the first topic. The wide receiver room on this Houston Texans depth chart is amazing. I mean, it's probably maybe the second, third best in the league, if not one of the best, one of the top two. But it's very deep with the likes of Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Noah Brown, Xavier Hutchinson, Steven Sims, and it goes on and on and on. Robert Woods. I mean, we have a very, very deep wide receiver room, all the way to about 7, 8 wide receivers in this room, which I don't believe all these guys are going to make this roster when it's all said and done.
You know what they say, go big or go home.
DeMeco Ryans, they can make him, and Nick Caserio is a combination of guys who it's just about business. They're about making the right football move and making this team the best team, whether it's to make the team better or whether it's the detriment of the team. Like the move they made last year to cut King, man, I did not like it. Desmond King, I believe he was the best nickel defender on this roster, and they cut him, but they end up having to bite the bullet and bring him back. But they're going to have to cut some of these guys, whether it's cap casualties, or these guys are a year older, or they just don't fit the direction of the Houston Texans, or that the Houston Texans is going this year. This is a deep roster, man. Excuse me, man. I have gum and I'm chilling, man. I'm just laid back for you guys. But this is a deep year. And this is a deep wide receiver draft as well, man. So the Houston Texans have a boatload of options, man. They have a boatload of options. But let me give you the rundown of the guys that's currently on this roster and the stats that they had last season. We got Nico Collins, man. Nico Collins had 80 receptions, 1,297 yards, 8 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs had 107 receptions, 1,183 yards, and 8 tutties, baby. Also, we had Tank Dell. Before he went out, I believe he missed about 8 weeks and still had 47 receptions, 709 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Man, that guy is a touchdown and red zone machine. Noah Brown had 33 receptions, for 567 yards and 2 tutties. Robert Woods had 40 receptions, 426 yards and 1 tutty. John Mechie had 16 receptions, 158 yards, no tutties. And Xavier Hutchinson had 8 receptions, 90 yards and no touchdowns, but they use him more as a gadget type guy or a running type wide receiver. And Steven Sims, he did a few things. He came in a few games. He covered in a few games. But I believe Steven Sims is making this roster most likely as a punt and kick returner. But he is in a wide receiver room as well. But this, like I stated earlier, this is a deep wide receiver roster. And this is a deep wide receiver draft. And you can still bring more talent, man. I'm like this, man. You can never have too much talent. And if a person say, we don't need a wide receiver in this draft.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
And one of the top wide receivers fall to us at 42, you take him. You do not pass on a top talent just because you think you have too much talent. Because no, like I stated earlier, Robert Woods, he's older and has a lot of injury problems. Noah Brown had a lot of back problems and only played a solid 2 games before he was off and on all season long. We have injuries in these guys. We don't know what Mechie is going to bring to the table. Although C.J. Stroud has talked about him highly this season, saying he's ready, he looks good because he's coming back from, cancer, and then he's coming back from a torn ACL. Like, he had to fight. My man had to fight his way all the way back. And I believe Mechie do have something. He was a second-round pick, and I don't believe the guy was a second-round pick for nothing. He's a hard worker and all those type of things. But he's going to have to prove it on the field because now it's a lot of competition. You got to get out there and earn your time on this field, earn your minutes, man, earn your catches, earn your targets, all that, man. I know he cool with CJ, but he's going to have to get out there and ball. But CJ has a lot of guys to toss footballs to all across the field, man. Also, like I said, Xavier Hutchinson, he was more of a gadget type guy. They used him on like end arounds and things like that, man. They really didn't throw him a ball a lot, but when they did, he's a good 50-50 catch ball type guy. He will go up and get it. He will take the contact and hold on to the ball. So also this guy could be a year better, and he can probably take some. So Mechie has competition. Noah Brown has competition, even though they re-signed Noah Brown. So I believe he will make this roster and be maybe the 4 deep, unless one of these young guys come and take a spot from him and push him further down, and maybe he's just an additional veteran that they would like to keep and come in and spell, because injuries happen, man. Injuries happen. This the NFL. It's gonna happen. Maybe a receiver had to miss a game or 2 because a little bruised or arm or something, anything, man. And Noah can come in like he did last season and spell a guy and get you 150 yards in a game, per game, and then he's done. Then he has back problems. But like I said, I still think this roster and this wide receiver room is deep, man. So who do you guys think is the odd man out, man? Because I'm looking at the roster, and in my mind, I believe it's Noah Brown. Because not Noah Brown, I'm sorry, we just re-signed him. I believe it's Robert Woods, because Robert Woods probably has the biggest cap out of all the older guys anyway. Noah Brown is not really old. Robert Woods, I believe, is 31 going on 32, something like that. And he has a high cap hit, and he's in the last year of his deal. He may restructure. He may be a cap casualty, June 1st casualty, whatever. He may not even make it to training camp, but if he does, they might cap him post June cap casualty. However they do that, I think Robert Woods may not make it unless they keep him on the 90-man roster, because we have more games this season because we're doing the Hall of Fame games. So we have extra preseason games, and everything is moved up, like Nick Caserio said. The offseason, everything is faster. It's ramped up. It's moving. OTAs starting early. They have to get prepared. So these guys are out here competing already, man. We in OTAs, but this is more 2 weeks of the strength and conditioning part. And then the next couple of weeks will be on the field drills and stuff like that. No contact, but the guy's going to be catching, throwing, learning plays, whatever. All the jibber jabber that they do in OTAs until these mini camps ramp up and they can do 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, however. But who is the odd man out in you guys' opinion? I know Houston Texans fans, I talk to a lot of you guys. I love the opinions of you guys. So I know you guys watch it just as well as I do. And you guys be in tune with these guys. But like I said, the guy that I believe that's going to be the cap casualty, that's going to be the odd man out, is possibly Noah Brown. I don't know. I think they see something in Xavier Hutchinson, man. The guy is big, strong, man. He's faster than he looks. I don't know. I think Mechie, they're going to give Mechie another try. He's still on his rookie year deal. He was a second-round draft pick, and he's coming off of cancer, man, in a season to where he was just trying to get back in football shape. But now I think this is a prove-it year, so I believe Mechie is on this roster. Noah Brown, man, I don't know. We'll see. He could get cut because they only gave him, I believe, a one-year deal, about a one-year, $5 million deal. He's a veteran to bring him back, see what he does, see what it does going through training camp. You're going to need a lot of bodies in training camp anyway. So, and then possibly they're going to bring in some rookies or they're going to bring some undrafted guys, more wide receivers. However, then you have your guys that's your future, that's on your future deals and all that type of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of people in this room for right now. But those are the guys I think that's the odd man out. H-Town. On to the next topic. All right. There's a little photo going around, baby, of my boy Kenyon Green. And like I say, everybody is saying that the guy is teetering towards the bust, the word bust. My guy is almost there. But when he did play, as far as running down the field, putting people on their backs and on their butts and showing how physical and fast he is as a big guy, he showed some flashes, but he's been injured more times than not. So I seen a photo of the guy going into offseason OTAs, and the guy looks fit. He dropped a lot of the baby fat. It's no baby fat. The arms look like a man. He look like a man that's been all off season working, getting healthy. He still looks young in the face. But I believe my man come back and take over that left guard spot right next to Laramie Tunsil. I have high hopes for him. And I have high hopes for Nick Caserio because he was a top 15 pick at guard. So the guy has to work out, at least be a serviceable starter. Even if he's not a Pro Bowl caliber type guy, he can be a serviceable starter and be on your team for years, man, in this lineup next to Laramie Tunsil. Like I said, man, I'm happy for Kenyon Green. I have high hopes. Bust is a strong word. I don't wish nothing bad on anybody. I wish my man luck. He's a Texas kid. He's from Houston. I want my man to shine and prove that he was the 15th overall pick in the draft. He was drafted with Derek Stingley, my boy. That boy got to come out here and do that. He got to do something and prove something for us. You understand? But that's what I wanted to talk about on my boy Kenyon Green. Our prayers go up to him, man, that he stay healthy and that he can show everyone around the world and around the league that he was worth at least close to the top 15 pick, man. At least he was a first round pick and he's going to be a valuable person on this offensive line. But last but not least, baby, last topic that your boy want to touch on, and that's this draft. And could the Houston Texans add a wide receiver via this draft? Even though the draft room is very, very deep. And in my humble opinion, I believe they should. Even if they grab one out of the 4th round, I can't think of the kid's name, but I like him. I seen him. I showed you guys some highlights in previous videos. It's Christian McCaffrey's brother. The guy runs a 4.46, so he's not slow. I mean, he transitioned from playing quarterback to wide receiver, but he looks very good and he just stays open. Or if another guy, if it's someone else that you guys like, that's a later round guy, that's a burner, or that could just add value to this team, the Houston Texans should add another wide receiver, seeing that Stefon Diggs is on his last year of this deal, and we might have to re-up Nico Collins on this last year of his deal, and we definitely going to have to re-up. Or if both of those guys end up leaving, then where do you stand? Now you only have Tank Dell on the roster, and Nico Collins, not even Nico Collins, Hutchinson and Mechie So you might have to add a young guy that can be on a 4-year deal and that can develop into something. Or if you see a legit elite receiver fall to us at 42, like a Conklin from Georgia, the wide receiver from Georgia, if that guy's sitting right there, you have to snatch him. If one of those kids from LSU, one of those wide receivers, which I know Neighbors, I believe his name, is not going to be there, but the other guy, if he's there and he fall to you at 42, you have to snatch him. Those are elite talents that's going to fall to you in the mid-second round, 9 picks into the second round. So you have to snatch those guys if they're available right there. But like I said, the McCaffrey brother, I like him in like the 4th round, man. One of the 4th round picks that we have. He could bring some juice and he could stand out. He can be like a Puka Nua. I'm sorry, excuse my name. But that boy shined, and I believe he was a 6th round draft. But Puka Nacua, I think that was his name. Excuse me if I'm saying it wrong. But that boy shined for the Rams, and he did his thing. And he would have been Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for the Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud. So, like I say, the Houston Texans need to add another wide receiver via this draft. And I believe it's a few guys in the later rounds because this is a very deep wide receiver draft. The Houston Texans got to bring somebody in, baby. And that's all I got for you guys today. I'm your Dreadhead host, Hot Topic TB. It's been real chopping it up with you. I love you guys, and I thank you guys for coming and helping your boy show out, man. Giving your boy some views and some comments and letting your boy know what's on your mind, baby. It's been real chopping it up with you, and peace.
Texas! Put some respect on our name.